Okay, I guess we gotta do lives like this. Okay. Figuring this whole thing out. Welcome to my first ever live. Whew. First ever live on YouTube. I just did my first live on Instagram at 5 a.m. During that time, the kids are asleep and now they're up. So, hey, I guess that first time was, a easier going one, and this one is gonna be the one to test me because my boy, he is up and he is playing and he is giggling, and so is my little girl. She looking right on at me too, just chilling right there with me. So we're gonna rock through this. Welcome if anyone joins in. What this live is going to be about is basically me getting back to this channel, speaking a little bit about like what's happening on this channel, what before, present, as well as future, and then also talking about my imposter syndrome, because that's really what's really been holding me back from going live and just being active on here, and really just how I'm pushing through with that and just pushing forward really. And if you see me look down, it's because I have some notes. If you don't know, my rising is in Aquarius, so I could be all over the place and I could talk all over the place. So I got these notes right here to keep me organized. Okay, so yeah, just work with me, guys. So yeah. My name is Jabrielle. I'm known as the Moon Minister. I've been a spiritual minister for over the past 6 years now. My practice really dives into just deep feminine energy. I marry people, I do dream interpretation, and that's really where my ministry lies, as well as praying and for people, praying with people, as well as for them, and spiritual cleansing as far as for myself and rituals. That's just kind of like where my spiritual minister or ministry lies. And yeah, I like to spread love, happiness, healing, and all that good stuff, clarity, all those things that my energy is basically about, especially within writing, because that's how I love to express things. That's how I do things. So that's a bit about me. I've really always been that type of person. I grew up in a family that's been like, just open as far as spiritual practices and being open to and spiritual to faith and all that good stuff. So like I've always been on my spiritual journey really, but I believe what really made me really deep dive into my journey or my spiritual journey was when I was pregnant with my first child. It's my baby girl you hear over there. But when I was pregnant with my first child, let me help her, y'all. Yeah, but you got it, mama. When I was pregnant with my first child, yeah, you guys, it was 3 years ago. So my son, he just turned 3, October 26th. So yeah, 3 years ago, pregnant with my first child, I was definitely getting all types of spiritual dreams, all types of awareness. I knew he was a boy because I was getting dreams about it. I knew he was a boy, but I just felt like, already going through my spiritual journey, I just felt like, oh, birthing him would just be so easy. I don't really need to practice or anything. I could just go in there and do me. I did, some walking here and there and some squatting on the ball as far as practice, but I wasn't really doing what I needed to do, just eating up anything and everything. And I was good on each visit up until my last 40-week visit. I went in and I had high blood pressure, and they were like, okay, we're going to induce you. You got high blood pressure. It's just safe to just induce you and get the ball going now. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. And they induced me, and off grip, I had to be strapped down and to the bed. I couldn't really get up and walk and do the things that I practice on doing. So I had to be confined to the bed, and it was hard to manage the pain while in the bed. And I just wasn't practicing, wasn't meditating, wasn't focused. A lot of people were around, so we were just playing the waiting game. I ended up just being in pain, just being in the bed, not really focusing on it, and getting an epidural and taking even longer to dilate. And then the doctors, you know, I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose, but it just made me feel as though I'm doing it wrong because I'm just taking so long or whatever, and my blood pressure is still staying at the same way, and it's just not healthy. And I hear my son in the background. I ended up having an emergency C-section, and my husband and I, we were both crying, going back and whatnot, and my mom was there to hold my hand, but I was shaking and I was nervous. And right as I'm going in there, one of the surgeons, he was like, "Oh, this is the eighth one today," and I'm just like, "You just taken away from this experience." I mean, he didn't know, but that's just how I felt in the moment. And yeah, it was just, it was an experience that, I was on the table shaking. He was like, "Oh, can you stop shaking?" I'm like, "No, baby, I'm here. I can feel you guys cutting me and pulling out. No, I cannot feel the pain, but I can feel it. I can still feel it. I can feel them pulling my intestines out." And I remember when they pulled out my son, I remember just gasping for air because it just was like a violation to my womb. Like it was traumatic. It was unfortunately a traumatic birthing experience for me. And I felt defeated. I ain't gonna lie. Now let's not get it twisted. Birthing, regardless of how it is spiritual. It is sacred. It is beautiful. I myself, I was a C-section child, and so was my mother, and she's a spiritual woman, and she's taught me everything. So don't get twisted. No matter how you birth is beautiful, but at the same time, I just felt like I didn't have basically control of it. And I feel like that's where kind of doubt really set in for me. I know as soon as I got home, one of the first things that I was doing was just relaxing, healing. I know I did a yoni stream bath because I just had this sense that I needed to heal. And yeah, that birthing experience, it was traumatic for me, and I believe that's definitely where imposter syndrome really set in for me. And I just had to sit back and really just go through my healing journey. I waited 2 years until I had my next child. I knew I wanted a little girl, and I knew you needed at least a good 2 years to allow your womb to heal, to get back to its good place. And right about my son's second year anniversary, I ended up pregnant again. I remember I came home. I started just working from home, doing my book and writing, and just really getting back to a good space and mindset with myself. And I ended up pregnant with my baby girl. And I just knew she was gonna be a girl. We were already calling her a girl, and I manifested this baby girl. So I just knew it. So yeah, I knew this time around I needed to get myself the right resources. I needed to get myself a good clinic, which I was able to find this great clinic that worked with women on doing VBACs. VBAC is a vaginal birth after a C-section. A lot of doctors really won't work with women who've had C-sections just because they can be kind of nervous on basically the woman's birthing process. A lot of times, due to the way women were stitched, the birthing process, stitches could or the process, or not the stitches, but you know, the incision line could burst right on open. That's a possibility. So a lot of doctors will be timid, but I was able to find a good clinic that worked with me, and find me some good midwives. I also found me a doula. I got me both a doula and a midwife, and had no shame about it. I felt extremely catered to, extremely supported, you know, by women that I felt like I knew and that I was building a bond with throughout the whole pregnancy. And I remember I ended all the way up until 40 weeks, a little bit past, basically past 40 weeks, 1 week basically past 40 weeks, because she was due on the 6th, but I ended up having her on the 12th. So after the 6th, I was in labor the entire week, really, and it was strong all day long on the 11th. So I called my doula, and I told her I was going to head up to the hospital because the pain was just getting a little bit too much for me to do on my own, especially all through the night. So she came up there and she worked with me on great techniques to focus on the on just breathing this baby out. Y'all hear my first baby? But breathing this baby out. So, that was my main focus, breathing her out. And y'all, get you a doula. She really helped me. She really helped me focus on like just how to how to channel that pain that I was feeling into opening up my womb and allowing my baby just to come out. And I really did breathe her out. We listened to music. We had essential oils. We had crystals in there. It was a beautiful experience. It was a calm, divine experience. And I was able to sit up and squat her out because listen, there was no way I could lay. I tried to lay in back for the first 15 minutes and I something just clicked in my head. It was like, girl, you need to sit up. Like, this is not it for you. You have to sit up. You're gonna need to help gravity. As soon as I sat on up, that first push, she came right on out, and I was able to feel her, and she was supported by the doulas and the midwives, and they helped lift her back up to me. And I was so grateful for going to the hospital. I know some spiritual women decide to have their babies at home, but I just felt like it would be a more catered and luxury experience if I went to the hospital. I know they serve you, your meals, and they have the one that the hospital that I went to and that my mom was birthed at, and my grandmother birthed my mom at. It just felt, right to be there, and I definitely felt supported there. Having a nurse come every 2 hours to help and check with the baby, and a lactation nurse as well to come in, and a masseuse, and just having all that support, as well as doulas and midwives and all that good stuff. So it was definitely a beautiful experience. I knew it was going to be a beautiful experience because I had a dream before that told me like this was going to be a beautiful experience. I was going to be able to gain control and be able to really, just gain control of my life overall. And that's what I felt like I got out of that experience with my baby girl. And I'm grateful for both experiences, really. That first traumatic experience to really gain and know who I am, gain back my confidence, and really just plan and organize and do what I got to do, because I know when I really put my mind to it, it's already done. It's already delivered to me, really. So, I'm so grateful for this life, for my children, and for both those experiences, and really to be back. Yeah, today is the launch day of my website. I've been holding this website hostage for a minute, but it's just time to let it out, let it be for the world, and really just show you guys what all I have on here, which are my two children's books, the ABCs of American Spirituality, which dives deep into the alphabet, that's taught through American spirituality, that's taught through little simple things that show you, like, just because we live in this modern world doesn't mean the things in the natural ancient world of America or Turtle Island isn't just all around us. It's still here, and it's still something to honor and so worthy. So I'm so glad that I was able to honor that in that book. I have another book, The ABCs of African American History. I felt like I definitely had to do, just to pay homage to who I am, being African and American. And I put a lot of great leaders, some that we know, and then some that I feel as though they didn't get, all that much recognition, but they definitely are important to the culture. And I'm just so glad and so proud of those two children books and have those out. And then I also have a six-step manifestation guide to help a better life. And just, it's basically a starter to get that, the mindset that you need to manifest. I feel like I've always, being a child in the moon, I've always had a good relationship with being able to envision and imagine things, and kind of things like that really do run in my family. And I'm so grateful to be able to share what I know in the beginning steps so that people too can manifest the things that they want. And then also having some notebooks, some diaries, and I got a lot of good things and great things coming up too, discounts, offers, just a lot of great things in store, you know, for the future and for the overall the brand of Green Goddessry. I'm just so grateful, you guys, and I'm so excited. I'm so grateful for anybody who stayed and watched the rest of this. Oh my goodness, hearing my baby in the background, and whew, I know I had notes. I basically covered all of them, but you know, I was still all over the place. That's that Aquarius rising. But yeah, you guys, I'm excited. I have a newsletter as well coming up, so definitely subscribe to that. There's gonna be a lot of great goodies in there and a lot of tips, tricks, and offers up in there. So yeah, you guys, I'm excited. New chapter, new eclipse, Scorpio moon. So you know, it's just all good vibes, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Yeah, stay tuned. There's gonna definitely be more videos, more posting, more consistent on this channel. And yeah, you guys, till next time, bye.